Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think you'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Come on in. First of all, I want to say congrats to the first person in the chat. We got Lisa Taylor in here. She been coming in, you guys. We got Woke the God. How you doing? And then we got Zena. She's number 3. Woke the God's number 2. And then we got Monique Hall is in the building. So let me see. We got Lisa Taylor number 1, Woke the God number 2, Zena's number 3, and then Monique's number 4. Sanja is number 5. Right now we got 28 people in the chat. Make sure you guys give a thumbs up as you come in the building. If you haven't, go back out, give a thumbs up, come back in. You guys, we'll wait for you. We'll wait for you. We got 28 people in the chat. We got 5 people that's done spoke in the chat. You guys come on in and say hello, greet each other, family, friends, whatever. You know, we're going to talk about something. I know a lot of people haven't seen a lot of the preliminaries, and there was something that when Woke the God and I was talking on the phone, I think we talked maybe about 3 or 4 times, and she hadn't seen a certain part, and I told her, I said, yeah, you know, the school liaison person or police, whatever you want to call him, they were on the stand. But not only they were on the stand, you guys, they actually said, first of all, I told you guys they were on the stand. I told you the guy's name was Greg Harris, we've been looking to see if Greg Harris was any relatives or married or in the family to Annette Harris. Was he um, associated with any of those people? Because it was kind of weird that his last name was Harris, and then when they got the call that Naziah was missing, that he sent a detective named Wolf, and Wolf, he was supposed to look in the locker and all of that. And when Wolf was on the stand, Wolf said he did not look in the locker. So, they were supposed to, and he said on the stand they were supposed to. But for me to share with you guys something, I told you guys, I've been making phone calls in the morning, and sometimes I make them in the evening when I'm off work. But I'm going to share something with you, and it's because I came up on something that does not make any sense. And I'm going to share with you guys, and the people who've got, that are content creators, they can go and look it up for themselves. But you guys, I don't know if, I at first I thought there was a possibility she could be alive. And then I thought, no, because the police is saying, no, there's no way. And then, the more I look at this case, you guys, I'm thinking like, when I look at the evidence that they have and how they present the evidence and what they say about the evidence, it just does not make sense that, all the clothes that we did not see her wearing, but on that one picture, we seen a black hoodie. But how many black hoodies are there? But then I'm like, okay, but they got Jarvis's DNA on there, and then they've got the baby's DNA on there. So it could be her. It could be her, hoodie, and shoes and things of that nature, things that was in her house or whatever. And because the grandmother said it was a black hoodie, and the grandmother says it was a blue hoodie, but this is a black hoodie, and we see a black hoodie, but the grandmother said it was a blue hoodie, and she takes care of it, and it shouldn't be no holes in it, and all this other stuff. And, it's just weird to me that when they went and got the DNA and got the forensics and stuff, they didn't say nothing about there was fracture to the skull, or there was fragments of the skull, or there was some kind of, it just did not make sense. And then the holes didn't line up with, it wasn't a gun, it wasn't a knife, it wasn't a sharp edge. What could it have been that, okay, it's holes in the head part of the hoodie, and then why was there not no brain matter or, something of that nature? And it's weird because, because when we start going over the whole situation, I'm like, well, she was in the car. They say she was in the car. She was getting in and getting out, but they didn't say nothing about she had this black hoodie on or anything of that nature. When we seen her, she was walking with this colorful Rugrat, coat on, and that's sufficient. And I'm thinking if she was in his car and she got the music on and she got the heat on, because evidently they ran out of gas, then she probably didn't have the hoodie on anymore. She took the hoodie off, put it in her backpack. When they got up to get ready to go to Yslany, she kept the backpack in the car, and she jumped in the car with Jarvis in the red, allegedly Jaguar, right? Okay, we're going to listen to Is Woke the God in the Building, because I know she did not see this part. So that's why I went and grabbed it. I had to delete a lot of files, and one file I wish I wouldn't have deleted. I can find it again. But just so I can download and share this with you guys. I was a little bit frustrated yesterday because things wasn't added up. But before we get into that, you guys, and we're off into the first 10 minutes, it was Woke the God. Now, I heard her come in, but is she in? is she in? I see Tina Powers done came in the building, and Crystal Powers done came in the building. Crystal, hold on. Hey, this is SP.
Hi, SP. This is Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
You know I'm from Michigan, so I want to help you out.
Okay, what's going on?
I just want to help you out with saying Ypsilanti. It's called Ypsilanti.
Well,
If you don't want to say that, say Ipsy. Then everybody will know who you're talking about, what you're talking about.
okay.
Okay? Just say Ipsy. It's the easiest way to say it.
Itsy bitsy little bitty polka dot bikini itsy. Yes.
Yeah, just say Ipsy, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll go back to the chat.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Itsy bitsy, you guys. Ypsilanti. I can say the word now. I just gets really when I found something and I want to share with you guys. Yeah. I got some information for you guys today, though. Ypsilanti, Itsy. I told you I could say the word. I just gets a little bit discombobulated, all right? So, woke to God. I want to share something with you guys. I want to share with everybody at the same time. I want you guys to know that in the preliminary, this Greg Harris says that when they figured out that they were not going to bring her home alive, and I'm like, this is in 30 days. Y'all think y'all not going to bring this child? Why? See what I'm saying? Like, you guys have not even gave it over to the police, and you're talking about, oh, we're not going to bring her home alive. Why would he say that? And then and it just snowballed down that she's just not alive. Now that's kind of weird because kids run away all the time and they hide or they go and have their baby or whatever, and this, that, and the other. Now, okay. Everybody wants to tell me how it's pronounced. Okay, it's Ypsilanti. Okay, it's no big deal, you guys. Okay, follow me. It's no big deal. If just because you can pronounce the word because you live there doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal, you guys. I'm telling you. There's towns here, right here in Kansas, that you guys cannot pronounce that I can. Thank you very much. Okay? It's no big deal. Let's not get distracted. Let's not get distracted, family. Come on now. Anywho's, if you guys want me to say Itsy, I'll say Itsy. If you guys want me to say Ypsilanti, I'll say Ypsilanti. But you're getting distracted from what I'm trying to share with you guys, okay? So anyway, or I will not read the comments because it's distracting me. You guys already know I already got a speech impediment. So don't come for me. Do not come for me. So anyway, remember what I want to share with you guys, because you guys are gonna make me go get me a drink. I'm serious. You guys, matter of fact, hold up. Hold up. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, so y'all done drove me to something that I didn't want to do, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it. Well, I gotta do it early anyway. I gotta go to work tonight. So okay. So I got a little wine cooler here that I did not even deal with when my day off, just because I wanted to share this information with you guys first, and you guys are getting me distracted. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. And I love you. I love Crystal. I love Zena. I love you all. But y'all, I tell you what, I bet you ain't gonna come up on this platform. I bet you that. She said, is it a Dr. Pepper wine cooler? No, it's not. Actually, it's a Bahama Mama wine cooler. That's what it says. Bahama Mama. Okay. Papa bought this for me. I think it's about a month old, but it's been in my refrigerator. But you know what? Yeah. Y'all playing with the wrong one today. I'm going to share something with you guys. And do you want to watch the video first, or do you want me to share the information that I have that, now that I believe, she said Bahama Mama. That's what it is, a Bahama Mama. Oh, and it's good too. I'm sorry. She says sex on the beach is good too. Y'all tripping. Y'all some alcoholics. That's what y'all. I'm not. Like I said, it's been in the refrigerator for maybe a month or two. But yeah, I got it now. Okay. It sure is good. Now, if I start acting crazy or funny or weird, I'm just letting you guys know it doesn't take a lot, okay? It doesn't take a lot for me to get abbreviated, get a little intoxicated, get a little liquid courage or whatever. So anyway, do you guys know that she said, it's okay, let's focus. Okay. So I'm going to share something with you guys that, you know what, the other content creators can jump on this if they want to and go find the information or just go do some fact checks to figure this out. But, the weird thing about this whole situation is there's a young lady that was living with Latrice Johnson, okay? There's an older lady that was living where Latrice Johnson was living. That was Jarvis's fiance. You guys got that? I want you guys to understand something. Oh, let me. Okay, let's share the. Well. Come on. She said share first. Crystal said share first. Okay, so this older lady, she is a minister. Okay, and she could be Latrice's mom. However, she says everybody's saying share first. Crystal says share first. Sanja say number one. Tina said number one, share first. Okay. And she has this missionary, and the missionary is called, I'm going to tell you what it's called. You guys can go try to search it, look it up or whatever, because that's what we do over here. It's called Envision Hope. And it helps young girls, it helps pregnant young females. This person, that's what they do. And I don't know if this is one of those underground types of shelter or, groups or organization. It's envisionhope.org. And they help young girls, rape, being abused or whatever, help them to relocate. I don't know what all they do. I don't know if you guys have them in your town. I'm just telling you, we do have them in our town. Like if a woman was being beat up in abusive relationship, we have certain places for safety for these women. Now, the place here is called St. Anthony's House, where they don't not give no information where this person is. They might even send this person to another state or town or whatever. They hide the identity of the person. They start all over. They may use their name. They may use the middle name, and they may find a home because a woman's shelter. Yeah. Because right here in Kansas, if a young lady has a child, well, if she's pregnant and the mother of the child that's pregnant says, no, I don't want the baby, that, and the girl said, well, I'm gonna have the baby, but she's like the age of 13. Let's use that as a reference, you guys. And the girl say, I don't want the state to take the baby. The state will take the baby. The state will take the baby just because the mother of the child that's pregnant says, I'm not raising another kid. And she don't have to. Just like my daughter got pregnant at the age of 16. She was young. And I told her to quit behaving like, whatever, because, it's still up to me to take care of you and this child. Now, I don't have to, but here in this house, we serve the Lord. We serve a good God. And we're not getting rid of nothing. We're not sending nothing away and all this other stuff. And we'll just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, and I'm glad that my child knows that's how I feel about it. And she went ahead and had the baby, and she felt the same way. But in some states, you guys, when the mother of the child that's pregnant says no, no means no. Now, I don't think they can force her to have an abortion, but the state will take the child. And until the young lady gets of age, she cannot even try to get the child. She would have to be at least 16 to try to get the child, because she got no way of getting a job, having a roof over her head, the child's head, and everything of that nature, But anyway, this lady, she has this group called Envision. It's called envisionhope.org. And that's what they do. So anyway, I want to share the video with Greg Harris that is no relation to Shannon and Annette Harris so far, that if they are related, it has to be by marriage. And it could be. But another thing that I had found that I wanted you guys to know, that what was it that Melinda, okay, there's a lady named Melinda that also lived in the same house that Latrice lived in, and her name is Campbell and Harris. And that's weird to me, because Campbell was the name of the older woman that owns the Jaguar. So this woman has married both in that family, the Campbells, of Latasha Moore. And I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, which it would have been her mother's husband's brother, and then the Harrises, which is Shannon and Annette and all of them. So, I reached out to her, and they all lived in the same house that Latrice lived in, the Jarvis's fiance. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I just said? It does not even make sense to me. So this missionary minister has a group to help women named Envision Hope. And not only that, Melinda also last name Campbell and Harris, lived in the same house as Latrice Johnson. And that's weird. So all of them are hooked up together somehow. So, because I was trying to wonder why it was that the young lady named Talasha Moore got on the stand and was like, yeah, they delivered this red Jag. Everybody's talking about this red Jag. And I'm wondering, did the police even go get the red Jag? But anyway, you guys, let me share this video with you. Let me grab it and let me see. Video. Let me see. Did I download it? Oh, I did. Thank God. I did something right. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Yes. Could you say your name for the record, sir? George Harris. And just like that. May I proceed, Judge?
Okay, you guys, we're going to start over so you guys can hear. His name is Greg or George Harris. You guys just listen.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Could you say your name for the record, sir? George Harris. And just like that.
You can just take it off the list too, if it's easy.
And what do you do currently for a living, sir?
I'm a school safety liaison.
Okay. And going back to January of 2024, where were you employed at that time?
Detroit Public Schools Police.
And what did you do for the Detroit Public Schools Police Department at that time?
I was a lieutenant.
And assigned to an investigative division or something else?
I was in charge of the Western Patrol Division and our intelligence unit.
Okay. And did that include, at least on the intelligence unit side, some investigatory roles?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And were you involved in the disappearance and homicide investigation into Neziah Harris?
Yes, I was.
And how did you become involved in that, sir?
The initial report came in that she was missing. A detective was assigned to it. She liaisoned back to me that Neziah had a social media account and had communicated through text now. So anytime there was a cyber-related nexus or anything having to do with cell phones or digital communications, I was the person who had handled it with the district for years.
And what is the reason you would handle the sort of cyber or internet portions of investigations?
I had the training and experience.
And as part of the investigation, did you do an initial search warrant to TextNow?
Yes.
Okay, and did you get an initial return for that?
Yes.
Okay, and were those from the dates of January 8th, 2024 to January 26th, 2024, if you remember?
That sounds
about right?
Yes.
Okay. It didn't go back before January 8th at that time, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I will come back to that in a second, but the initial agency investigating Neziah's case, was that Detroit Public Schools Police Department?
That's correct.
Okay, and when did that investigation begin?
January 9th, her grandmother reported her missing. One of our officers, Officer Wolf, I believe it was, went out to the school, took the report. Canvas was done. Detective Gardner was assigned to the case. And then from there, she liaisoned with me, and I started making my notifications and started working on it from the...
You said January 9th the report was made?
The 10th, I'm sorry.
The 10th? Okay. So that's when the investigation began, and that's when you became notified of this case, correct?
Correct.
And did the investigation stay with the Detroit Public Schools Police Department for the entirety of until today?
No.
When was it transferred, and to who was it transferred?
It was transferred to Sergeant Shannon Jones sometime... I don't remember the exact date, but it was later in January, maybe early February.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first mistake. Neziah came up missing January the 9th. It was not transferred to the police until, and he's saying he's trying to go late January. It was in February, okay, you guys. I'm a spoiler. I'm gonna just tell you like it is. And that's how they lost all the video footage. It stayed with the school to do the preliminary investigation to look for this child. The school late. Oh my God. And why was the police only getting the information at the beginning of February? Okay? Because, yeah, it did not get to Shannon Jones until February. That doesn't even make sense. When do a school initiate a missing person and a search for a child for 30 days? And then when they don't do anything else, that's when they hand it over to the police. No emergency, no urgency, no nothing. You guys keep listening.
So we're getting closer to that 30-day mark.
Around a month?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the reason it was transferred to DPD?
There have been no sightings, nothing had been heard from her. At that point, the other agencies that I brought in, we ended up shipping it over once. We received some more calls from DPD. The commander of the 5th Precinct had called me, and we just got together with Detroit, my chief and I, and the deputy chief, and then they decided they were going to take it over because it appeared that she was not going to be recovered alive.
Okay. And
did you guys just hear what he said? He said, it appears, I just blocked myself out. It appears that she is not going to be recovered. That's what he said. It appears that she's not going to be recovered. Y'all, I'm going to play that little bit over for you again because I want you guys to hear it.
We ended up shipping it over once. We received some more calls from DPD. The commander of the 5th Precinct had called me, and we just got together with Detroit, my chief and I, and the deputy chief, and then they decided they were going to take it over because it appeared that she was not going to be recovered alive.
okay. And in the course, to your knowledge of the...
He said she was not going. What makes them say she was not going to be recovered alive? She's not going to. Hold on. This is 30 days in, and the school police is saying that she's not going to be recovered alive. They ain't even got all the information, and they done already said she's not going to be recovered alive. Yeah, how does he? Yeah, Tina, that's what I'm asking. How does he know that she wasn't going to be recovered? See, that bothers me. That bothers me. Listen again. I'll take it back.
Other agencies that I brought in, we ended up shipping it over once. We received some more calls from DPD. The commander of the 5th Precinct had called me, and we just got together with Detroit, my chief and I, and the deputy chief, and then they decided they were going to take it over because it appeared that she was not going to be recovered alive.
Okay. And in the course, to your knowledge of the initial investigation by the Detroit Public Schools Department, was there any activity from Neziah on social media after January 9th?
Not from Neziah, no.
Now, you said earlier that after it was transferred to the Detroit Police Department, did you receive a call regarding, from Sergeant Jones, regarding a request to confirm an ID that was found, a school ID?
Yes.
Okay, and did you receive a copy of that picture of the ID to confirm it?
Yes.
Okay. And the picture that was sent to you, did you confirm that as Neziah Harris' grade 8 identification card? If you don't remember.
I'm not sure
Okay.
what grade she was in, but yeah, it was her identification card.
All right. May I approach that?
Yes.
Approaching with what's already been admitted as Exhibit 40. Does that look similar to what you were asked to confirm?
Yes.
And that one you went into, did you go into the school system to confirm that that was Naziah's ID?
Through an intermediary, but yes.
Okay. And in the bottom corner of one of that, it says grade 8, correct?
Yes, it does.
Yes. And you had said earlier that you did an initial search warrant to text now to receive some messages, correct?
It started out as exigent circumstance request, but yes.
Okay. And may I approach again?
Yes.
Just the last page of the one. I'm approaching with what's already been admitted as Exhibit 16. And if you could take a look at that, I'm handing you the last page of Exhibit 16. Does that look familiar to you, sir?
Yes.
And are those some of the messages that you got from the search warrant that you did to text him?
Yes.
And are there on that page that you're holding 3 highlighted ones on the bottom of that message or of that page?
Yes.
And the first highlighted one, is there a number associated with whether that it was sent or received from or to?
Yes.
And can you read that number for the court, please?
313-585-8719.
And was the first message that's highlighted there, was that a sent or received message?
It was a sent message.
Indicating that it came from the owner of the TextNow account, correct?
Correct.
And what does that message say?
Don't forget to be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving school. If you're not there, I will wait.
And to be clear, the owner of the account that you did a search warrant on, you believe to be Naziah Harris, correct?
That is correct.
And then the second message down from that, second to last message on that page, is that a sent or received message?
It's a sent message.
And who is it sent to, the number?
313-585-8719.
And what does that message say?
Send okay if you send the message so I can delete your number.
And then the last message on that page first, is that a sent or received message to that account?
Received.
So the owner of the account would have received that message from someone else?
Yes.
And what's the number that sent the message to that TextNow account?
313-585-8719.
And what is that message?
Okay.
And what are the dates of those messages?
January 9th, 2024.
And when the owner of that account received that last message of okay, what date and time did she receive that on?
January 9th, 2024 at 14:23:10 UTC.
And the UTC would be 4 hours ahead at that time from the local time?
Correct.
Okay. And so that would have been at 10 a.m. or so?
That would have been 9:23
a.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
So they planned. So Naziah asked Jarvis to meet her at 3rd Mile in Cornwall. Is it Cornwell or Cornwall? You guys put it in the chat. Let me know, because I do not know. At 9:30 in the morning. So she gets at school at 7:30, eat the breakfast, and at 9:30, she's already texting him saying, hey, meet me here, da-da-da-da-da, at 9:30. So I know he said 14, which 14 means 2, but when they're extracting the information from a place or whatever, it says their time and not the time of Detroit's time, which gives 4 or 5 hours back. That's why he's telling us at 9:30. That's when the message went out to Jarvis.
I have nothing for you.
Okay, boss. is it Sergeant Harris? I'm sorry.
It was Lieutenant
It was
Harris.
Lieutenant. I'm sorry. I want to get that right. So, did you learn about this case through Detective Gardner? You learned about it from somewhere from the school, or how did it land on your desk? Can you?
So the grandmother went to the school. The school called Officer Wolf, who works that area, and then whenever we have a missing student, we always dispatch a detective.
Okay, so it was Officer Wolf who was initially dispatched to the school
Correct.
to do kind of an initial intake or interview,
Yes.
so to speak. Okay, and you're familiar that he did that?
Yes, he generated a report and did that, and then Detective Adele Gardner took over from there.
So when Officer Harris,
Wolf.
Wolf came back with his report, he passed, essentially, the report indicated what he did on the case and then handed it off to Detective Gardner.
No, Detective Gardner responded to the scene before he even came back and did the report.
Okay, so Detective Gardner is also involved in some of the things that Officer Wolf did.
Yes,
In
the
terms of
canvassing and
canvassing.
talking to people, yes.
Okay, that's what I was going to get to next. So you're familiar that at least Detective Gardner and Officer Wolf went out to the 3 Mile Drive location at Cornwall where the bus stop was and canvassed that area.
Not just them, but other officers, yes.
Others too? Okay. Did any of the officers in DPS interview the teacher that was in Nazai's class that day?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, do you know who it was?
It would have been Detective Gardner.
And do you know if Detective Gardner has authored a report?
She would have case notes and interview statements with everybody she interviewed.
Okay. Did you follow up on anything that Officer Wolf did or that he left open in his report to do?
Not personally, I was just directing the efforts of Detective Gardner as whatever guidance she needed or help.
Okay. And one of the things that she requested of you was to do the search warrant for the text now?
The text now, Instagram.
Okay. And did you receive anything back from Instagram?
Yes, I received back to her Nazai's Instagram account information.
Okay. Now, ultimately, you came into possession of Nazai's laptop. Is that correct?
You talking about the one she uses at school?
Correct.
Yes.
And how did you take possession of that?
I sent Detective Gardner over to the school to pick it up.
It was at the school?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where at the school?
With all the rest of the laptops the kids use.
Okay, so they leave the laptops there every day at the end of the day?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if anybody from your unit or searched anywhere in the classroom, like lockers or areas where like coats and other things, bags, backpacks, lunch boxes, that kind of thing are stored?
That would have been standard to have to search where her locker was, her classroom, any of that stuff.
It would have been
We searched the whole school to make sure that we found kids hiding.
Okay, I want to say, did you guys hear what he said about searching? He didn't answer the question, was her locker searched? He kind of was like, that's standard procedure. We would have done this, done that. But when I guess the Officer Garner or Officer Wolf got on the stand, they said they did not search her locker. They said they didn't search her locker. And it makes me mad. Let me go back a little bit so you guys can hear just that little part.
They leave the laptops there every day at the end of the day?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if anybody from your unit or searched anywhere in the classroom, like lockers or areas where like coats and other things, bags, backpacks, lunch boxes, that kind of thing are stored?
That would have been standard to have to search where her locker was, her classroom, any of that stuff.
It would have been
We searched the whole school to make sure that we found kids hiding in the school before they were going missing. So we would search the entire school, surrounding area, that route to and from school, things of that nature.
Can you say for sure that that was done here, or just that should have been done? Because
That should have been done.
Okay, but you can't say for sure that you didn't do it.
I didn't go to the scene.
Okay. And you haven't read a report that indicated somebody else did it? Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Okay. Now you also we're showing a picture of Naziah's 8th grade ID card from the school.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when that ID card was issued to Naziah?
It should have been the beginning of the school year.
Okay. So that would have been end of August?
Yes. Or, yeah, we started before Labor Day again last year.
Okay. Other than the warrant and giving the laptop over to DPD, did you do anything else yourself in this case?
Yes.
What else?
Went back out to the school, interviewed some students, got some more information from some of Naziah's friends, different from what they had given earlier.
Okay, that's something else too, that the first time that they talked to the students had said something else previous, to what they said the second time that they went out there. And just remember, this guy, George Harris, he did not go out there at all. He didn't go out there at all. And he said that on this, his testimony. He didn't go out there.
Spoke with her little sister, spoke with the grandmother, got the release for her dental records, picked up the toothbrush, went out on a couple more canvases, things of that nature.
Okay. Now you mentioned that you passed this case off, or your department passed this case off to DPD at about the 30-day mark.
Somewhere around there. It may have been a little after, because right around the 30-day mark is when I would have went and got the toothbrush, so we still had it then, because you have to make that update in the system when you guys get close to the 30-day mark.
So the case was opened on January 10th, correct?
Correct.
And was it the 13th of February that you gave the laptop to the Detroit police? Do you recall?
That sounds about right, around Valentine's Day.
Okay. And would that have been about the last thing that you did at that point?
Yes.
Okay. And that's right around.
Okay. So, you guys, did you hear what happened on Valentine's Day? You guys want to know, on Valentine's Day is when they went and picked up the laptop at the house. And they actually called them and said, hey, we're coming to pick up the laptop. And that's when Shannon was like, well, I want to see what's in the laptop. You didn't want to go look for the child, but you want to see what they're going to see in this laptop. So, I mean, and it's weird to me that you plug this laptop up to charge it up to see, and just so happen that you use two passwords, one that you know and one that is related to her brother's birthday or whatever, to get in the laptop. So now you're inquisitive what they gonna see. That's somebody that tells me you got something to hide. But anyway, they notified the family that they were coming to get this laptop.
A 30-day window, fair to say?
A little bit past at that point.
Okay. Now, is that 30-day window, is that kind of a standard protocol, or is there something that kind of where your jurisdiction kind of expires and you pass it on to a different agency?
I would say no, because I had been with the school police since 2011, and this was the first missing we hadn't recovered within a couple of days. So normally we would, continue on with our cases. But once it got to that point, once we suspect, it could be a possible homicide, then the jurisdiction goes back to.
Why? Tell me. Because, I don't understand why he said a possible homicide. Why would he say a possible homicide? He's the school liaison. Okay? Why would he say a possible homicide? And the only thing he has is text messages that says, I'm going to pick you up. Or meet me here, or meet me there. Why in the world would he say a possible homicide. Exactly. Nothing looks like a protocol here. You guys, I'm just telling you, this doesn't even make sense. I'm going to go back because what he said, a possible homicide. Let me go back a little bit. That disturbs
Pass
me.
it on to a different agency.
I would say no because I had been with the school police since 2011, and this was the first missing we hadn't recovered within a couple of days. So normally we would, continue on with our cases, but once it got to that point, once we suspect, it could be a possible homicide, then the jurisdiction goes back to Detroit. So that's kind of how we went.
Would it be fair to say that once you had kind of exhausted your tools?
I guess, yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Could you hand it off to a different agency before 30 days? Could you decide within 2 weeks we aren't coming up with any leads, we should give this to a different agency for more assistance?
We could, yes.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Very briefly, Judge. Ms. Quick asked you about recovering a laptop. That was done in this case. Ms. Naya's laptop was recovered, correct?
Yes.
And did you or did someone else or DPS recover a tablet that belonged to Ms. Naya as well?
Yes.
Okay, where was that recovered from? The school or somewhere else?
From the grandmother.
From the grandmother?
Yes.
And that would be Annette Harris?
Yes.
Another person.
Okay, you are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you family. Did you guys get all of that information from George Harris? First of all, he did say that they went. He said, I wasn't there. I never was there. I did, it's just normal protocol to search, the school, the locker, talk to the teacher, talk to the people. But when the other detective got on the stand, he said he did not go to the locker. He did not search the locker. But he said that when we thought that it could be a possible homicide, that's when we turned it over. That does not make sense, you guys. It just don't make sense. I don't know how y'all can make sense out of it. You guys tell me, what do you think? I'm reading your comments as of right now. I'm reading these comments. I had to get that out. I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I have found. And hey, LaKendra, how you doing? Hey, Ashley Amber, how you doing? She says, right, he can step down. Exactly. Tina says, if I was that judge, I would ask him, how do you know for certain and for sure that she's not here? Melinda said, it does not make sense. Sanja says, in my humble opinion, not personally against anything personally against him, but bring someone else. Exactly. I'm telling you guys, he was on the second day of the hearing. And I couldn't believe what he was saying when he said, when we kind of thought that we was not going to recover her and she was not alive. And I'm like, in 30 days, y'all thought she was not alive? Then on February the 13th, on Valentine's Day or whatever day it was, but that's when you guys handed the case over to Shannon Jones, and said it's possibly a homicide. What made it possibly a homicide? What made it possibly a homicide? They have not even found the stuff over there at 7 Mile and Bird. The jacket and all that stuff. Have they not found that stuff yet? Or when did they find that? Because possibly a homicide, he said. You guys, I'm just, it's like, what? It's all. What are you saying? She says, you are special, Ashley. You are. We were going over some of the information that had came out, you guys. And like I said, if you missed it, you have to go back at the beginning and check out the information that we said before we looked at the video. You know, Virtuous, how you doing? What's going on? Nothing makes sense, SP. No, it does not make sense. We got 5 minutes. If anybody want to call in, you can call in right now. Anybody wants to get up on the platform real quick, we got 5 minutes to, if you want to say, instead of writing out what you want to write out, you want to say what you want to say. I put the number up here. You can call. People done called me earlier and said, I'm going to help you out. This is how you say it. And I thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. That's the number right there, you guys. If you want to call in. And we got 4 minutes. Other than that, you guys, that's all the receipts that I have. Other than, like I said, there's a woman that stayed with Latrice Johnson. And then a woman stayed right down the street from, and I'm sorry, I said the same house. And correct me, you guys, she stayed right down the street. All of these people live on the same street. They live on the same street. So no wonder Naziah was asking where was Belfour. I was like, what was she trying to say? Belford? No, she was saying Belfour. Balfour. Belfour. Shoot. Hey, this is SP.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Who's calling?
This is Keisha.
Hey, Keisha, what's on your mind?
Nothing, I was just looking at TV and I seen you up there. I said, let me go ahead and call in.
Okay. She didn't have nothing to say. She just wanted to see was I going to answer the phone. Keisha said she just wanted to call in and wanted to see was I going to answer the phone. I told you guys that's my number. You can call me anytime. We've got 3 minutes. If you guys got anything you want to say to the chat, how do you feel about this school, Leonze, or whatever he wants to call him, say, Leonce? So I'm thinking what he's actually just saying is he's the chief police over the security over the school. I mean, you know, he's a police officer, Leonce. I want to say on there, but it's Leonce. Because that's where his shop was right. No, his shop was on 9,000 in Conner. Okay? Harper Road in Conner. His shop was not on Belfour. No. We took a road trip. So why did she want to know, Ashley, why did she want to know where Belfour was at? Because Belfour was where he was staying with his fiancée. Now, I guess they wasn't staying together. Ashley said, Keisha, girl, bye. She just playing with you, Keisha. And Keisha called in. She said, I just wanted to call in. Anyway, That's good. I thought Keisha had something to say. She says, Ashley says, I feel like he was pointless because nothing he said made a turn in this investigation. Well, you know, they actually turned the case over way too late. Woke the guy said that was different. I know. It was. Okay, you guys. Since you guys ain't got nothing else, we'll come back on tomorrow because today is Friday, you guys. We normally come on about 3:00. You guys see that we came on at 2:00 or 2:10, and it is now 3:10. So we're gonna get on off of here. And I am still checking things out. I will see you guys tomorrow, even on a Saturday. They're still giving me this, trial run to see how I do as far as, and I think we will subscribe and get where we can get these videos, since you guys like looking at what I look at and what I see, because sometimes, we're not going to agree on something. That doesn't mean everything that I say, let's not agree to it. Okay. I do have common sense, you guys. I do. Trust and believe. I may not put everything out there, but trust and believe I do have it. They wouldn't be calling me to come to work on my days off if I didn't. But we all got information, and some of us got more information than others. So I just try to bring out the information to make sure everybody sees what everybody else is seeing and what talking about. I'm not going to bring you guys the drama and the chaos that's behind all of this, because you guys will be like, oh, I think you guys will love it, to be honest with you. I can bring drama if you want me to. I can bring drama. I don't think that's going to give us any answers. If you guys want me to bring drama, I can bring some drama, And I did try to call Nay. Some people was like, SP, you keep calling her Nay. Her name ain't Nay. Her name is Naziah. I know what her name is. You're missing the whole thing. You done ran in here, heard somebody say Nay, and you're jumping the gun. We're talking about a whole different person. And I just don't have time to explain myself. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get on off of here, and I will see you guys later. I will be giving somebody a call, and as soon as I jump off, I'll see you guys tomorrow.